Hey guys, Wasprick here with another military review. This time it is the Nagant model 1895 revolver. Now I got this in about maybe a few weeks ago and I was really excited to get it. I paid $140 with shipping with an extra $20 to get one with a better bore, and then I had to pay a $30 pickup fee. So I got a really good pistol at a really good price. And it came with the holster, the cleaning rod, screwdriver tool, is a small end and a large end, and this little wooden handle, and the revolver itself. Now this is the model 1895 Nagant revolver, designed by the Belgian M1895 Nagant as the sidearm for the Russian military. Served all the way from 1895, still serving up until today. It was replaced in service during World War II, in most part by the Tokarev TT-33 semi-automatic pistol. Now this one right here, from the manufacturing markings, I believe it is a Tula, and it says 1939 right on the side. And this revolver, it's in a special chambering. It's a 7.62, but it's not the 7.62 by 25. It is a 7.62 by 38 rimmed cartridge. And the interesting part about the cartridge is that the bullet is actually seated inside the casing. And I'm going to get more into that later on. So this is a really nice little revolver. It's about the size of a 38. Fires almost the same size projectile. Mine has wood grips. I know some of them got Bakelite grips, which is an early form of plastic. I got wood grips. This revolver feels really, really nice in your hands. It's very well balanced. Maybe a little bit heavy, but it still feels really good. An unusual feature of this revolver is that it is a gas seal revolver. As you notice, when I cock the hammer, the chamber moves forward into the barrel, and that forms a gas seal, which was intended to give the cartridge a greater amount of hitting power. It increased the hitting power by around, I've heard, 50 meters per second. So each time it's cocked, the cylinder will move forward. Now, another interesting feature of this revolver, it holds 7 shots, whereas most only hold 6. It'll hold 7 of the 7.62 by 38 rimmed cartridges. And the thing with this guy, though, is you load them in one at a time, which can be a hassle. And then it also ejects them one at a time. You have the ejector rod right here. You unscrew it, push it out, and then let's see if you can get a little better view of that. Although I've also seen people just tap the cartridges out because they expand after they've been fired. And then once you've loaded all your cartridges up, you just put up your loading gate and you're good to go. And mine is a double action. You can either shoot it by cocking the hammer, or you can shoot it just by pulling the trigger. Well, this thing in double action is quite a heavy trigger pull. After playing with the double action, your finger is definitely going to be bruised. And an unusual feature about this is compared to my 1858 Remington, when you fire it in single action, once you pull the trigger, the hammer will drop, and then the trigger will actually spring back forward. So got a pretty strong spring in here. Now, one thing that I love about this revolver is its utter simplicity. To take the cylinder out, all you have to do is unscrew the ejector rod, and on the top there are 2 lines which you align by twisting the ejector rod just a little tiny bit until they line up. then your cylinder retaining pin will come out. See if I've got it aligned properly. Well, it should come out, and then the cylinder will pop right back out. Just like that. And then your cylinder's out, and it's good to go. You got your little spring right here for when it moves forward. And when putting it back in, just make sure to depress that forward part of the cylinder, and it should slide in nice and easy. Then you just slide your retaining pin in, and you're good. So, and this revolver is really, really easy to take apart. I have to give a major thanks to my friend George. He's a YouTuber on here called The Other Homer for his disassembly video. And there's actually only one screw that you need to really mess with on here to take it apart. And first you're going to take your cylinder out, but is this spring right here. It holds this other half onto the revolver, and then it comes off, and then you have a look at all the springs and the internal mechanism. And you know what? Let's go ahead and take it apart. You have your screwdriver. See, that piece comes off? And there are the guts of the Nagant revolver. Just ridiculously, ridiculously simple. And then if you want to disassemble it even further, you unscrew this part right here that holds the trigger guard on, and it just drops down. And if you want to get really crazy, you're going to have to find a really small screwdriver bit to take the hammer off. See right there, that's what's basically inside a Nagant revolver and most double action revolvers. I actually had to order another mainspring because the one I originally got with it broke, and the mainspring cost me $23. But now it's all in perfect working order, and I'm happy. So let's go ahead and put this guy back together. You just kind of wiggle it around until it moves back into place. It appears we're having some technical difficulties, but oh well. There we go. And then you just take your screw and you go ahead and just put it back together. This revolver is ridiculously simple to disassemble and reassemble. A very well designed gun. So then you just put your cylinder back in. Retaining pin, ejector rod, and you close up your loading gate and you're good. Now this is a revolver I'd highly recommend to people who love to shoot, especially if you're a revolver enthusiast. These guns are very cheap, but they're also very good, and they're not junk. And the ammo is actually pretty cheap. You can get like 112 rounds for around $50. So I'm really looking forward to shooting this when I get ammunition, and it'll make a lovely companion to my Nagant rifle. Now to close this video, I'm going to briefly go over the holster. This is a very nice leather holster. It's similar in construction to a lot of the most Nagant accessories. It's made of the same type of leather. It uses a like a button and loop type closing system. And on the side, which I find is convenient, you have a little pouch for your cartridges. So these bullets are pretty small, so you can fit quite a few of them in there. I'm really happy with what I got. So, and again, I highly recommend this to just military enthusiasts and revolver shooters, collectors. This is a great gun at a great price. I mean, less than $200, you can't go wrong. So, hope you guys like my video. Please make sure to comment and subscribe.